Well, hello friends, and welcome to another WSIB Truth Matters with Joe Machado, where I separate the truth from bullshit, facts from fiction in plain English. So yes, I've been away for a bit, but I'm going to get back into it. I've got some really important stuff to talk about today in this video. So without any further delay, let's get at it. Well, my friends, I've been gone for almost 3 weeks. I had to take some time off with the flu. It really kicked my ass. I've been away for about 3 weeks now. Feeling a lot better, but still a little congested. I know that my friends at the WSIB have been very happy that I haven't been around for a while because they had a little bit of a reprieve. But my friends, don't get too comfortable because I'm coming back. I'm coming back hard at you. So get ready. Today I want to talk about an important tool that most people don't use or aren't even aware of. And that's the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. And basically, it's a tool that, when used effectively, will give you more knowledge and more power to be able to address your issues with the WSIB. Before I get into it, I just wanted to let you know that we do have 4 more winners who are going to receive the act or the mug that my friends at the WSIB so very much like. We have 4 winners, so if you want to wait till the end of the video, I'm going to announce those 4. And excuse me. So you've probably heard this before: knowledge and information is power. And it's true, because the more you know about your rights, about strategies on how to present your case with the WSIB, whatever the case may be, whether you're applying for benefits for the first time, or whether you're appealing a decision, the more information you have about the process, the better equipped you will be to succeed in what you're doing. The WSIB, no decisions are made in a vacuum. Even though it may seem like an eligibility adjudicator, or a case manager, or nurse consultant, or return to work specialist, it may seem like they're the ones in control. Excuse me, I'll have to do this frequently. But at the end of the day, they're not. There are multi-layers of individuals above them who are controlling the strings at various levels to various or varying degrees. I'm going to get to that at the end of this video, because there's a new series that I'm starting with the channel that will touch upon all of that. Oftentimes, when you request a copy of your file from the WSIB through their process, you fill out a worker request for file form and you submit it. It goes to their access department and they send you a copy of the file. Oftentimes that copy isn't complete. And there are crucial information that is relevant to your case that may not necessarily be in that file, that could be very helpful in how you prepare for an appeal or to address any particular issue in your claim. That information consists of, and I'll give you some examples, where a case manager is seeking guidance from a manager or a director or someone higher, whether there's a manager who may be seeking guidance from a director or higher, or even their policy branch or their legal department. There is a lot of information that can be created throughout the adjudication of your case that will not necessarily show up on your claim. And these can be internal notes or memos documenting conversations between a case manager or a director or a manager or a case manager and a return to work specialist or a nurse consultant. Audio recordings. There is a lot of information that will not find its way into your file that you owe it to yourself to know what it is. And you can request that information under the Freedom of Information and Protection or Privacy Protection Act. Here's what the act or what it represents. I'll put it up here. The Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, otherwise known as FIPPA, in Ontario grants the public legal rights to access information held by provincial public sector institutions, such as the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board and the Workplace Safety and Insurance Appeals Tribunal, ministries, agencies, colleges, hospitals, also within the provincial government. It also dictates how these institutions must manage, secure, and protect personal information with oversight from the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario. This is an independent agency that oversees how provincial organizations manage their data. And like I said, oftentimes there is crucial information that will not show up in your case file, and that could be very pertinent to your strategy to address whatever issue you may have. The WSIB, they have it on their website, but they don't come across and tell you that. They don't say, well, you know, we made this decision based on the information, blah, 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 blah. There's probably information that isn't in your file that you could make a request for that under the Freedom of Information, Privacy and Protection Act and all that. But these people try to hide shit as much as they can, based on my experience of having dealt with thousands of cases over the last 30 plus years. And pretty much everybody at every level in this organization. And that's why they hate me so much, because what I do is I provide people with the tools, the knowledge, and the know-how to be able to put these motherfuckers up against the wall and turn the tables on them to create a level playing field, because they don't work on a level playing field, these people. They don't give a shit about you. They don't really care about the law and how to apply it properly. This again is based, my own personal opinions, based on many, many years of dealing with them. I know all of their little dirty tricks and loopholes and games and, you know, all of that crap. That's what they do, right? My job is to make sure that I give you as many tools as I can. This is one of those tools. Because there's stuff that goes on behind closed doors that if you don't really know about it or hear about it, you're never going to be able to use it. But I've seen this happen many times. You know, part of the strategy with people within the executive branch, and I'm talking about directors and VPs and, right, all of the fat cats, they don't like to put their name to letters. You're very seldom going to see them write a letter and then sign it. There's a reason for that, because they're fucking cowards, right? And they don't want their, whatever it is that they're stating or deciding, they don't want it to be scrutinized by somebody else. Somebody with maybe a little bit more knowledge, experience, and intelligence, and being able to say, you know what, you're out to fucking lunch with your letter. You're not following the law. You're full of bullshit, right? And you're not acting in a manner that is consistent with the intent of the Workplace Safety and Insurance Act. They don't like that. They don't like it to be scrutinized. And that's why you're oftentimes never going to see their name on the letter. But they will write notes to themselves and to whomever they're talking to, particularly when we're talking about some significant issues. They have to have that information documented somehow. They may not have it in your claim file, but they need to have it documented somehow. Because the appeals branch, which I have little faith in, that's the WSIB Appeals Services Division, but the Workplace Safety and Insurance Appeals Tribunal, the more information they have about these assholes and that, how they make decisions to screw over people's lives, the more they have on your case, the harder they're going to work to try to grant you what you're looking for, providing it's within the law. So it's important to have as much information as you can have. There's a process to request that. It's on their website. We've created a streamlined system to do that. We have the tools. within our app for our members to use, but I'm giving it to you for free. It's not going to cost you anything. You can just go on our website or send me an email, and I'll send you the tool that we use, and you just fill in your name, and in a matter of 30 seconds, really, that's all it takes, you can have a document that you can then use to request your file under the Freedom of Information and Privacy Protection Act. It's all properly worded in a manner as to ensure that whoever's looking for the information you're requesting is giving you all of the information that is available about the issues that you're looking at addressing. So it's there, it's free, and like I said, it'll take you a few minutes to get it. Actually, a few seconds, really. So it's how simple it is. But do yourself a favor. Try to always have as much information as you can to fight these assholes, because you need to. You need to be. You're fighting an organization. Everything is stacked up against you, right? So the better equipped you are with information, the better you're going to be able to help yourself, or if you have a representative helping you, I'm sure they probably know these things and they could do that as well for you. But yes, very, very important. And I hope that you really do something with it, because I hate to see people getting screwed by these people, and it just happens so frequently. I'm starting a new segment to this channel starting next week. It's called Naming Names, right? Yeah. You see, now case managers have their first name and then a bunch of numbers in front of it. I don't know other organizations that do that, but these assholes seem to be able to find a way to continuously remove themselves from being a person with empathy who should actually deal with things in a professional manner. No, so they're given a number. But that's okay, because that number doesn't change, right? And of course, all of the fat cats, I know all their names and all the crap they do, and I've done a whole series on that, and there's more coming. But this naming names is basic, it's exactly what it means. Is every week I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to talk about a particular person and as much information as we can gather on that person. And believe me, we have access to investigators, so they know that I find a lot of information. One of the biggest fears with the WSIB is that they know that I have people that I know who are on the inside, people who I've known for decades. They know that, but they just don't know who they are. And they're not going to find out from me, because these people are good people. They're the ones that are still there who try to do the right thing. They're not going to go and step outside of the box, because obviously they have a career to protect, and a lot of them have been there for many years, and they want to make sure that they retire without having to deal with any bullshit. But they're there, right? And they're good. They're good people. And you know who you are. But the vast majority, they don't give a shit. All they care about is how much money they're going to make, right? So you know what? They want to remove themselves in such a way that people aren't going to know who they are. You know, these are people that are they're going to walk around in their communities, go grocery shopping, go watch the movies, go to a restaurant or whatever, take their kids to a sporting event or whatever, pretending to be good citizens, pretending to be people who care about themselves, about their neighbors, about their family, about people in their community. That's what they do. They'll pretend to do that. Right? In the meantime, they have a job where they're going to fuck people over without thinking twice, right? So, you know what? I think it's time to level the playing field, right? Put them out there. We may not have their last name, but we'll figure it out. But even if it's just a number, right? If one of you in Ottawa is having trouble dealing with a fucking prick, right? Because they're being totally disrespectful, not considerate of the laws, not considerate of your rights, and intimidating you with how they speak and all the crap that we all know they do, right? Email me their name and their number, right? Because I'll make sure that we name names. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to name names for a very long time, so we put these people out there. They know more about you than you would ever know about them. That's not a level playing field, right? It's not to say that people working at the WSIB have to tell you their whole history. No, I don't expect that, and it's not something that happens with any other government institution. But at least they need to be able to conduct themselves in a professional manner, right? And so whether they have a last name or not, it doesn't really matter. We'll figure it out. Send it to me, because you might be helping some other people, some other person who's being dealt the same bullshit hand by that same person. And you may have somebody in Fort Erie and somebody in Windsor and somebody up there in Thunder Bay. It doesn't matter, right? But then we start to connect the dots. So then once you have that information, you'll know how to deal with these assholes, and you'll know how to escalate things very quickly. That's another tool that we have on our app to help you escalate matters if the case manager or the director are all throwing all kinds of crap at you and not treating you properly. This tool will help you to escalate things quickly, because time is money, and the time for you to sit around and wait for these people to get off their asses and help you, can't do that. You can't live like that, right? You got to pay your mortgage, you got to pay your loans, put food on the table, and all those things that I always talk about, right? So it needs to happen now, not in 3 months' time. All right, my friends. So that's going to be exciting. I'm very excited about doing that. I really am. They think that they can intimidate people into doing this, that, and the other. They don't intimidate me, not in the least, right? I don't give a fuck about them. They're a bunch of fucking morons. And you know that. They know that they can't intimidate me. So I put it out there. I will continue to put it out there to help you fight these pricks, right? Okay, my friends, so I got 4 new winners. I've got Amber Valadi 6548. I'm going to put it up here. Claude Merlot -RU 6LN. Marianne Shunovich up here as well. And Lun 238. Send me an email with your mailing address so I can get you your mug. All right. And next week, I'm going to do another video. I'm going to give away 4 more mugs. So all you need to do is go on the video, comment about something in the video. It helps me as well with the algorithm and getting more people to watch the videos. We've experienced a significant number of growth in that regard. So I'm very happy about that. We're obviously being very impactful in a lot of people's lives. And that's the reason why I started this channel. So, yeah, just go on there and comment something about the video, whatever it may be, and you can do it as many times as you want, and then the system will pick 4 names, we'll get your address, and get the mug out to you. All right, my friends, so sorry I've been away for a while, but, oh man, this one kicked my ass, but I am really looking forward to the next segment. The new year has a lot of really good things to provide, to help our members, to help injured workers be more effective in helping yourselves. All right, my friends, as always, and thank you for taking the time to watch. If you're not a subscriber already, please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us to grow the channel. We want to grow province-wide. We want to have thousands of subscribers so we can get to more people, because numbers is what's going to take these assholes down. That's what it's going to take, numbers. And of course, people who know what they're doing to be able to fight for themselves. If I can do stuff on this channel to help you address issues without ever needing anybody to help you, I'm doing an amazing service, which is what I set out to do, right? Some people need hands-on support, but if all of the tips that I provide here can be helpful in any way, as I know it has been for thousands over the last 3 years, because I get tons of emails with thank yous and all that, then I'm doing a good job. And so I look forward to that. But again, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and share my videos with others. You might be doing somebody a favor, somebody who you probably don't know, and someone who really doesn't have a good network of friends, who really needs something like this to help them. All right, my friends, and as always, and until the next time, take care.
We know that connecting with the right lawyer or paralegal to handle your case can be overwhelming. Do they have the expertise to handle your case? Do they have a good track record? Are they affordable? We've got you covered. Legal Pro Connect takes the guesswork out of finding the right legal provider. We've already done the vetting for you and connect you with the right lawyer or paralegal. With the expertise to handle your specific issue and at preferred rates. Get connected today. Visit www.wsibsettlements.com.